Hello, campers. Don't adjust your screens. It is Superdan dealing in the desert. Yes, it is. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. It's been quite a while since I've done an up close and personal. I looked at my past archives. It's been since May. It is now August. So there's reasons for that we will discuss. But we're doing one now. We're doing one now on August 15th, 2019. Miss y'all. How y'all doing? We got a lot to talk about. A lot of things have been going on with Superdan, and we're going to get right into it. We're not going to waste any time. Let's chat. All right. So it's been since May. I was going to put one up in June, and my dog that I love dearly, Hula Pie, a golden retriever, died rather quickly from cancer. She had tumors on her insides, and she was about 9.5 years old. And we all took it hard, but I probably took it the hardest because she was not just my dog, she was my buddy, she was my second daughter, she was my best friend. And it's still kind of hard. We're planning to get another dog, and we're excited about that. It's going to be the same golden retriever. That'll be coming up soon, and I can't wait to show y'all that dog when it comes. It's going to be from a breeder again. So that's what happened in June. And July, of course, Superdan went on vacation, and things were busy in early July for work, so I couldn't do one in July. So here's August, and now we could finally do one in August. So there you go. Instead of just talking to you about my plans, my future plans for the channel of Superdan and the future of Superdan, let's just go right into the questions, and maybe through the questions from the audience, I might be able to address some of those, hopefully. And let's just get into it. First question is, what happened to your dog? I think I just explained it. It happens. And they said there's an uptick of golden retrievers who are having this problem, this disease problem of cancer, yeah. What is a pin bar cavern, and how did that all start? Well, first of all, how did you remember that I created the pin bar cavern? I mean,
welcome to the pin bar cavern.
Boys and girls, this is Dan from Las Vegas, your host of the Pin Bar Cavern. How you guys doing today? I just got home from a long shift at work. It's about 5 in the morning. I work those crazy hours. Yes, indeed, I do. Welcome to another episode of the Pin Bar Cavern Gone Fishing. We made it through the hump. We got our first podcast up and going, and I can't say it's been all peaches and cream, but I think we put out something of worthwhile product, and I wouldn't have anything less. If it was something that I felt was bunk, I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't put it out. So I had to listen to it, and I noticed that, first of all, I had to get a new mic.
That's just crazy. What a small world. It was Superdan's first foray into speaking into inanimate objects. Basically, it was a podcast, I guess you could say, in the early, I don't want to say early days, but it was probably around 2015, 2016. I got really into video pinball off the pinball arcade, and I got into it so much that I decided to do a podcast about it, of centering around video pinball, but also just pinball in general. And I decided to make it into like a variety show. So like there'll be little bits here, there, everywhere that would make up this whole show. And I thought for an amateur that didn't know what he was doing, it was pretty good. It was pretty entertaining. My goal was to make it entertaining enough that somebody would listen to it that wouldn't know, shinola about pinball, but still enjoy it. And I think I did 3 of them, and I was going to do a 4th one before I decided to move on. A lot of reasons for that, but that's kind of like how that all started. I did it off Audacity, free website where you could do podcasts off this, software called Audacity, I think it was called. I'll try to explain it in a nutshell. I was not really welcomed on the forum site. There's like a site that where all the fans of the Pinball Arcade go on, and that's where my focus group was, and they already had a podcast that kind of covered all that stuff called the Blockade. That's been around for a couple of years before I came on the scene, and they treated me like I was the uninvited guest at the party, right? When I came in, very idealistic, thinking that, hey, we're all in this group together, we're all gonna help each other to expand and talk about this thing that we all like to do, which is play pinball. Instead, what I got was, we don't want to talk to you, we don't want to even acknowledge your existence, leave us alone, don't talk to us. And it was kind of nasty, actually. And I tried to create some tournaments on the site. Didn't go very well because I didn't have certain permissions. I had to keep requesting for every little thing, and they got upset about that. And I just said the hell with it and shut it down. So that, in a nutshell, is a Pinbar Cavern. I even went so far as to get a logo for it. I was gonna get T-shirts done for it, and it's just one of those things. That's all. It just didn't really come to fruition like Superdan envisioned it. But it was fun while it lasted. I enjoyed it. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it, but I liked it. All right, moving on. Are you still doing cigar reviews? Yes, I'm still doing cigar reviews. Just got to give Superdan some time. I'm very upset with YouTube right now about taking away monetization for doing something like cigar reviews. I mean, it's so ridiculous, and it's very hard for me to get motivated to do it because of that. But yes, I do plan to be doing more cigar reviews. I enjoy it. Gives me a chance to relax, talk about something that I enjoy doing, and yeah, there'll be more down the pike. Just give Superdan some time. What is the deal with the backgammon? Okay. It all started with backgammon for Superdan. That was the first thing. That was way before I even was interested in poker. And this was back in probably the year 2000, 2001. Joined up with the Backgammon Club in Waikiki in Hawaii when I was in the Navy. And just took off with it. Read some books, got pretty good. I was a good club player, pretty much regular winner. My strategy was sort of middle of the road, just making the best play, not caring about being too aggressive or too tight. I remember that George Quillen, who ran it, was, we thought, a little too tight. And then there's, on the other side, an accountant, darn, I can't remember his name now, darn it, who was probably the most aggressive player in the group. I was somewhere in the middle, like with Harry. I think Harry was and myself were probably the 2 best players in the club. We didn't play for huge money. It was $3 a point, chouette. But at the end of the day, you could win or lose, you know, 100 to 150 bucks. That was probably the most common, you know, common numbers are anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks all the way up to 150. So, and in rare cases, it would be higher. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. It really got me out there in Hawaii, got me to the Elks Club. And my fondest memories is being at the Elks Club, drinking Mai Tais, watching the sunset, and playing backgammon. There was almost nothing better. Nothing better. Now, I don't know if that was what you intended with your question. You're probably asking about the about the recordings of backgammon and putting them up. I assigned backgammon its own channel called Superdan Backgammon Channel. It looks like I'm gonna have to punt it. I'm gonna have to file Chapter 13. Somebody said nobody. One person told me nobody wants to watch you play backgammon, Superdan, and you know what? They might be right. I have no subscribers on it, and I'm up to my 5th video. So that tells Superdan everything he needs to know. I thought there'd be more interest out there with backgammon. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. But it's probably going to go bye-bye. So it's no big deal. You know, I could play without recording it. It's not a problem. Moving up, you know, one thing about Superdan is that, you know, he can move on. He's flexible. And that's one of the secrets to my longevity. All right. I like the poker. I assume you mean regular poker, not video poker. Will you put up more WSOP content? I hope so. I hope so. Here's the deal with WSOP.com. Okay, it's a legal, regulated online poker site in the United States. It's in right now Nevada and New Jersey. They're trying to break into other markets. They've been unsuccessful for whatever reason. I think eventually they need to get into a populous state. I think eventually it's got to happen because states need money, right? I just can't believe they couldn't make a deal with Indian casinos to get in California yet. California needs money. Shocking. Anyways, yeah, so that's the state with that. I know that there are some quasi-legal, or I should say quasi-illegal poker sites that a lot of poker players play on too. I don't know enough about it. I just know that after Black Friday, which was the day when Full Tilt and PokerStars shut down their doors, Superdan said no more quasi-illegal or illegal sites. So, you know, I don't know about all the other ones, but yeah. So that's WSOP.com. My name on it right now is Ace Daniel Ace. Once in a while I'll put in a couple bucks, see how it goes. But this time around I ran it up pretty good again. And we'll just keep writing it and we'll see what happens. I'll keep recording it if interesting develops and I'm able to do it. And that's it, you know. You put up a great video on part 1 of the Jigsaw puzzle DC Comics Superheroes. Where's part 2? Great question. I just haven't got to it. It's just one of those things, you know. I've been struggling with it. It definitely became a very hard jigsaw puzzle that Superdan was surprised about. I thought it was going to be an easier one because of the detail on it. You know, the last one was a Van Gogh, you know, night at Terrace at Night, and I thought that was going to be harder than this one. I was wrong. This one was a harder one. I'll show you where we're at right now on this puzzle. This is kind of where we're at, if you can see it. Got the borders, got some detail. Just not really much. Not much has been done, really. When I get to it, I get to it. You know, what else can I say? When I get to it, I'll get to it and get this puzzle up and done. There is action on the Jigsaw puzzle site, I'm happy to say, and you know, it's another fun hobby of Superdan that I like to share with people. Not everybody's gonna dig it. Not everybody's gonna like it. That's one of the reasons why I kind of chopped up the channel recently. All right, moving on. Any new hobbies? Yes. My little girl and I are starting to play with these remote controlled cars that I will show you momentarily that we have fun with. They're not like radio controlled really. They're kind of like battery. Well, I guess they are remote control because they got a controller, right? Here it is. This is the Grave Digger. Tires from hell. And here's a remote. So technology has gotten to the point. Here's a remote where, I mean, these things go pretty far. Like, I don't know if I can explain how far it goes, but it goes pretty far, pretty fast, pretty good charge, and the technology is to the point now where you can get all that for under 20 bucks. Can you believe that? Under 20 bucks. So that's just something kind of fun that I play with my girl. Of course, she liked those big tires, so she had to get a monster truck too. My 8-year-old. So now we're fighting with our monster trucks. But yeah, that's one little quick new hobby that I've been up to. Moving on. What do you think about Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead? I guess you knew that I watched those shows. I think Fear the Walking Dead has gotten terrible, but I still watch it because I feel like I've ridden the show for so long that I can't just jump off the boat. You know, I'm a loyal guy. I'm the dog in the Chinese New Year. I'm your dog. So it's like I feel like I can't abandon the show now, even though it sucks. The Walking Dead, I feel the same way. I think it sucks, but I'm still writing it. Both shows have potential to get good again, but man, I mean, they just got to get good writers, you know, and the way they write in this Hollywood BS, you know, it's hard to watch sometimes, but you know, I mean, I like to see them decide to finally figure out what the heck is going on, what's happening. There's got to be a secret government somewhere. Go find it. Find out why these zombies were created, why they're being made. You know, maybe they can reverse it. You know, how it's going right now with the show is all about survival, and it's all about surviving the zombie apocalypse. And the show is about one bad guy leading to the next bad guy, leading to the next bad guy. You know, it's time to move on from that formula, I think. No, that's just my opinion. Any new YouTubes you watch? Not really anything new. I have included Joe Rogan on my repertoire, who has like 6 million subscribers, something sick and ridiculous. The guy's making a fortune just talking to people for hours. Just kind of made a niche for himself. Really amazing. But he has some interesting guests on. I like that. It's an intelligent conversational format. I think Joe Rogan was up to something with that, and I enjoy it. So I've been watching it more and more lately, especially when I'm playing WSOP. I'll just have it in the background or on the side or something. So that's that. What's the future of Superdan? Well, just going to keep on chugging along. I'm thinking of getting on Twitch as well. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that and getting the time to do that. I think Twitch is an untapped source that Superdan has not used in the past, but I think I need to start using that if I'm going to pursue more WSOP content. If I keep pursuing the backgammon content. Those are all games, you know, that could be on Twitch. That might be a better fit. So Superdan's looking into that. I'm expecting to do more and more videos at home. And we haven't really touched on video poker yet. I will just say that I still play from time to time. I don't record every single session. I don't know what the future is with video poker, to tell you the truth. I keep going back and forth with it. We'll just have to see what we see with video poker, all right? That's about it. So this is the up close and personal for August. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. If you got any comments, suggestions, anything, please feel free to send it. And you can comment down below. Please subscribe to Superdan. Let's get the subscriber numbers up. And what else? I am on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can support Superdan. It'll mean a lot to me and motivate me to do more videos. Right now, I'll just say I don't have enough. I need more Patreon subscribers, for sure, especially now that YouTube is kind of clamping down on cigar reviews. I can't, no monetization for that. $1 a month goes a long ways, and it's just like a sign of support, really, for Superdan. That's all it is. And it is much appreciated, even if it's just a few. Okay, so see you on the next one. Cheers, fair winds of following seas. Whether you think you can or can't, you're right. And have a great day. Cheers.